Welcome back to GymTube, everybody. Today we're going to be finding out if you should buy heated motorbike kit from China. So as you can see, the roads are covered in snow and I'm sort of just getting out here on the bike to give it a go. And in today's video we'll be finding out three things. Should you buy the kit from China? Is the cost savings worth it? And is the kit actually any good? Now, both of these products are from a company called Ride Iron. So it's a Chinese-based company and manufactured in China. So we'll go into should you buy it a bit later on in the video when we jump on the motorbike and go and test these out in the real world riding conditions. But first, let's just go over the products. We'll start with the gloves. These are the MG 750 2Hs. Now they're battery powered heated gloves and they also come with electrical cables to plug it all into USB ports so you don't have to rely on the batteries. Battery life is 4 to 7 hours. They've got 3 heating modes, which is pretty decent. Now when these guys sent them to me, I wondered where the batteries went and how big they are. So let's show you here. Here's the size of the battery and here's where it goes. It just sort of sits in the cuff here and surprisingly it's actually quite comfy. Batteries are quite small and they just plug in on this small lead here. Now charging time on these batteries is only a few hours, about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, which isn't too bad. To be getting sort of 4 to 7 hours battery life out of it, pretty good. And as I said, you can just connect these to your USB cables, which goes into the harness of your bike if you've got USB ports, and then you can use them as long as you like. And for now, I'll just show you how they connect. So go in there, and then they just fit into the cuff of the glove like that. And then you just simply zip it up. It's got a nice little zip compartment here. You charge them all by USB, micro USB-C, and then they fit in like that. And then the glove fit is just pretty straightforward. It goes on your hand. And then we're good, and the cuff just sits out of the way, look. And it's not uncomfy at all, you don't feel the batteries there. So they fit nicely over my jacket here. And sizing is actually quite important. The sizing is very good. You can measure your hand given off the measurements on the website, and I got a large, which was the size they said would fit my hand, and it fits really good. So kind of perfect fit there with the glove. Now let's go into the quality and what the gloves look like. So quality of the gloves is pretty good. You can see here, they look very nice, very well made. I've actually been using these for about 3.5 months now, and they haven't sort of weathered at all. I've used them in the rain, in the cold weather. They've got a bit muddy and dirty, and they're all still pretty solid. So all the stitching's still intact, as you can see. And even without the electrical power, they are quite warm, which is pretty decent. Now onto the modes. So you've got 3 modes. So you hold the button down here, which is very easy to turn on. You've got the red, which is hot, and then you press it again, you've got green, which is medium, and then you've got press it again, and that will give you blue, which is low power. Then you just hold it down again, and it will turn off. So it's as simple as that. Now onto what you get with the gloves. So 2 cables, 2 batteries, and a pair of gloves. The cables, I'm not really sure, the wires, whatever you want to call them, I'm not really sure how this is, kind of working out, because you've got the charging one, so you can plug both of these into the battery, so you can charge them both at the same time via one USB port. But the other wires you get are to plug the actual gloves in, so you can use them while you're riding, so you don't have to rely on the battery power. However, this is the size of the wire. Now, if you look at the start of it, that's not going to fit down my arm and reach the glove. So I'm not really sure what you do. I can only assume that you'd have to kind of put them on the bike and then plug them in that way. So you'd have to put these on the bars and then you'd plug your gloves in while I'm not really sure how that's working. Maybe someone can help me in the comments if I'm being a bit silly here and not thinking straight, but that doesn't seem to calculate or work out for me. So yeah, not too sure about these, but you've got 4 to 7 hours on the battery. So that's all I can do the review on. Until we figure out what's going on with this cable. Maybe they're too short, I don't know, but that's what you get with it. Now stick around because I really want to cover at the end of this video, should you be buying this kit from China. In the meantime, it's getting absolutely freezing. My hands, I can barely feel them. So I'm buzzing to get out on the bike and see if this kit really works. Let's just cover this heated vest quickly, and then we'll jump on the motorbike. So now this is the heated vest. Pretty nice kit, to be fair. Again, I've been using this for a few months and it's held up well. It's got a very comfy collar on it. It's got this lovely sort of gold plastic heated matting on the inside. Very comfy, very thin, very light. And the way this works is you have a little pocket here with a USB cable in it. So you can either plug this into your bike's USB sort of ports to heat it, or you can just use a power bank, and that's what I've been doing. And what's actually great, you just pop it in there, zip that up, and that's done. Makes it a little bit heavy, of course, but I've been using this thing for a number of uses. I haven't just used it on the bike, which is actually quite cool. walking the dog, you know, standing around watching the football with my son, doing things like that, I've kept myself nice and warm with this heated vest. So it's actually been really cool. So I do actually rate this highly, but I'll show you how it all works when we're out on the bike in a minute. Power modes are exactly the same as your gloves, and the button is actually on the outside here. Where is it? On the front, and you just hold it down the same as you do with the gloves. So you hold it down and you get it to turn on, and then you go through the modes just like with the gloves. Very good bit of kit that. So let's jump on the bike now, and we'll discuss everything, see how it works, where you're feeling the heat, where you feel the heat on the vest, and then we'll go into the price comparisons and see, is it really worth buying this stuff. Alright, let's get to it. So as you can see, the roads are covered in snow, and I'm sort of just getting out on the bike to give it a go. I've done the sensible thing and turned the traction control off the bike. So it's making it really hard to ride. But it's good fun. Hopefully I don't fall off. That is the... because as you can see, as soon as you touch the throttle, the back wheel's just spinning up. So, but I love this. I love riding around in like dodgy conditions. This is good fun. And then yeah, look, you're back to a bit of less tricky conditions. So we've got the gloves on, and it is very cold. It says air temperature 2 degrees, so that could be the case. I think it feels colder. So maybe we can't trust what the Honda says here, but let's just go off the fact it could potentially be 2 degrees. It's been snowing, it's freezing, and the gloves are good. I was just talking to you guys, I was out in my driveway there just sort of nattering away about the gloves. I've jumped on the bike, I've put my kit on, and the gloves are boiling. Like the top of them are really good, so they heat the top of the glove. That's the important thing to remember. So on the top of the glove there, you're heated, so you need your heated grips really to heat the bottom of your gloves, if you've got nothing. And then, oh look, we've got a scooter here. He's made it up the hill. I think he's got the easier job by coming up the hill. This looks very icy, so instead of going full tarmac straight away, I might just give it a go of... I hate this. Normally I'd be quite confident and just fly down it, but I just don't really fancy falling off the bike today. Oh well, let's just go for it. See what happens. Yeah, sorry. So the gloves heat. You heat the top of the gloves with the heat mat there, and then the bottom of the glove is sort of warmed up by your. There's a bit of grip. Look, there we go. Again, back to slippy. So it's alternating conditions there. Yeah. So the gloves are nice. They're warming my hands efficiently. Like, don't get me wrong, we haven't really got started on some faster stuff yet because it's just so icy everywhere. But we'll speed up now and we'll get out for a nice ride. Okay, so what I've actually done is turn the heated grips off on the bike to give the gloves a fair test and just see how they perform all by themselves. And so far, you know, it's cold today, and you know, the gloves are doing all right. The only thing I can kind of feel is that the tip of my thumb is just a little bit cold. Not cold like numb cold, just it feels more cold than the rest of the glove. Everywhere else is feeling really warm. So all on the top of the gloves here, they're feeling really nice and toasty. The palm of my hand isn't actually cold at all, to be fair. I'm not really feeling the need right now to put the heated grips on the bike. So, like I say, it says on the bike we're above freezing. It says we're at 3 degrees. I think it's a bit colder, given as you can see around us we've got snow. But hey, it is sort of midday. Time on my bike is wrong. Need to sort that. And yeah, so yeah, they're doing really nice. Feel and fit and comfort is lovely. They're soft gloves. Look, they're soft, thick gloves. So if you don't like thick gloves, these definitely aren't going to be the gloves for you. So that's kind of all I've got to say about that. But they're comfy, they're soft. They don't have the, I can't remember what the bone's called, the protection here on the side of your hand. That is a bit weird because most of my gloves have that. So I do notice that a little bit. So crash protection there is probably not going to be as good, but you've got some solid knuckles on the top there. So overall, quite a nice glove, I have to admit. It's a nice glove, comfy, does the job. The heat works well on it. Got nothing to fault about that. We'll talk about the jacket now, how that's working, because that's keeping me nice and toasty. And then we'll have a little summary and review should you be buying this stuff and what the price is. So on to the vest. Now, vest is absolutely awesome. It is keeping me super toasty. Now, I've got this Halversons. Is it Halversons? Is that how you say it?
Halverson's, the Scandinavian. Whoa, that was front end went there a little bit. Didn't see that ice on the road. That was good. So yeah, the Halverson's jacket I've got on, that's quite funny, is actually really warm. But on a day like this, I need even with your jumpers underneath, I can feel my arms are actually alright, to be fair. They're not feeling hardly any cold. God, this is very sort of sleety down here. I'll try and test the grip levels. Look, watch this. We'll open up the throttle and yeah, no grip there, so we'll try and stick on this grippier tarmac. Halverson's jacket, yeah, arms are quite warm, but your body gets a little bit chilly. Like I say, it's cold today. I'm not sure. Do you need the vest? I don't know. It's nice, like, don't get me wrong, I'm boiling now, and it's keeping my sort of core body temperature up, which feels really good. You know, I feel nice and toasty. I don't feel cold at all. It's only my legs that are freezing. I'm just wearing jeans today. I don't know if you can see. Oh great, a load more sleet on the road. Yeah, my jeans are really like freezing cold. My knees are cold. I should have put my unders on, but I didn't. I just chucked the boots on, and off we went on this glorious day, because it is a beautiful day. I just wanted to get out and do this review, and then have a little sort of debate at the end of the video about should you be buying this stuff. So that's the vest in a nutshell. It's comfy. I can't really notice it's there. Yeah, the power pack's in there. I don't really notice the weight. Now I'm on the bike, I feel pretty comfy. I'm not really noticing the weight of it at all, but I am noticing how nice and toasty I feel. So that's nice. So I'd actually quite like the heated vest, and like I said, I've been using it for so much stuff. I've been using it for going out on dog walks and bits like that, and my wife uses it. She chucks it on, so it's actually been really cool. So it's a nice bit of kit. Let's have a chat about the costs of this kit. So the gloves work out about £100, and your vests are working out to be about £75 when you do the conversion from US dollars, which the website is in. All the links to this stuff is in the description, and you can get my discount, which is 10% if you order it through me. But that's not what this video is really about. I'm not sort of promoting the product. They kind of sent it to me, and I was like, well, I'll do a review on it, but it's the Chinese stuff, you know. Do I really want to be reviewing that? And that's more into the sort of should you buy, which we'll cover at the end of this video. But let's stick on the topic of price for now. Yeah, £100 for the gloves and then £75 for the vest. Now, I don't think that's that cheap. I don't think they're cheap. This isn't cheap gear. It's really well made. It is not cheap gear. Like, I'm going to probably use these until they break. And so far, they've been doing pretty good. I know it's only a few months, but like I said, I've put them through the pace. They've got muddy, wet. They are waterproof. You know, I've done a lot of stuff with these gloves. So they're not cheap kit, which sort of leads me to the thing I'm going to chat to you guys about in a bit. Should you be buying it? It is good quality gear. There's no two ways about it. The vest is good as well. Like I said, I've been using it for a few months, and it's an excellent piece of kit. I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it whatsoever. Price wise though, you know, you can get some of this stuff on Amazon a bit cheaper. You know, your premium brands, nice, but Alpine Stars, RST, all the other, you know, top brands that do heated vests and heated gloves. You know, a nice set of heated gloves is probably going to set you about 160, 170 quid in England. So there's your kind of, you're saving about 60 quid, which isn't too bad. And as I said, quality is top notch, and they work, as we've discovered in this video. Still haven't got the heated grips on, and my hands are toasty warm in them. I'm not feeling cold at all. So great bit of kit. Price is about right if you're getting it, but that will lead me to my next point of, if you are buying these, and you know, saving a little bit of money here and there, you're going to now have the issue, which is, what do you do when this stuff breaks? Now you're going to have to send it back, and let's cover more of that as we get off the bike.
And let's cover that, because that's a good point. I mean, if you've got a problem with these, you're going to have to be sending this back to China, and I don't think that's the best situation for anybody. If you're saving sort of 50, 60 quid here on a set of gloves, is it going to be a real pain if they break and you've got to send them all the way back to China, then wait for postage, wait for them to come back? That is a bit of an issue there. And I do think that could be a bit of a deal breaker for both these products here. And that sort of leads me on to my next topic, and that is, should you be buying this kit from China? And the reason I say that is because we kind of want to be supporting local businesses, UK companies. I know a lot of the stuff that is sold in the UK is bought in from China, or made in Pakistan. I think some of RST's gear is made in Pakistan. You know, I don't want to get too political with this, but you know, if it's a UK company, they're paying tax over in the UK and all that sort of stuff, giving local people in the UK jobs. I think it's great when I see a local business, motorbike shop, I like to buy some kit from them, or if it's just sort of superstores like Sports Bike Shop, J&S Accessories, those sort of things. I think they're great. It's great to go down on the weekend, go check out the shop, try the stuff on, and if you've got any problems, you can take it back there. And again, UK-based companies, they may be importing a lot of stuff, but they're selling it from the UK. And I think that's a big thing to consider when you're looking at buying stuff direct from China, such as these products here. And I know I may be contradicting myself a little bit here, because obviously I've got the Aoocci screen on the bike, which I absolutely love, and I think is a fantastic bit of kit, an amazing value, which is straight from China, a Chinese company, not UK-based suppliers. But then you sort of got to weigh up the money and the cost. You know, that thing's like, I think it was 60, 70 pounds or something. That is just unbelievable. I can't really afford a £600 screen for the bike, which may be made in the UK and sold from a UK sort of supplier. So when you look at it like that, it's very hard to decipher whether you should or you shouldn't buy stuff from China. You know, where do you draw the line? Personally, I think the electronic stuff is just going to all be bought in from overseas, because in UK it's just too expensive to make it, and no one's doing it really, and unless you've got the money you want to spend on the premium brands. And maybe you can let me know in the comments what you think about that, whether you should or you shouldn't buy from China for stuff, or maybe it's okay to get some of the cheaper electrical stuff that kind of isn't really in the UK, and then sort of leave your bits and bobs like this, your gloves and your kit, to UK-based stores and companies that operate here. Like this jacket here, this Halverson's jacket, I got it from J&S Accessories the other day, and it's a fantastic bit of kit. I loved going down there, trying it all on. I tried all the new jackets. It was fantastic. And I absolutely love that experience, being able to go into a shop, and I feel it's really important to keep that alive. So yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can all chat about it, and see everyone's opinions on that sort of thing. And products are great anyway. So, like I say, we've done a full review on these. They're cozy, they're warm, I'm warm. I've still got the jacket on now, it's boiling hot. So, yeah, very good. I highly recommend electrical motorbike gear. I've never really had much myself, and I'm really enjoying it. So, I highly recommend it wherever you get it from. And if you do want to save a few pennies and get this over from China, then Ride Ion is the place to get these from. The link and all the discount codes and stuff will be in the description. If you're getting it from there, you want to get it as cheap as you can, so there will be 10% from my discount code, which I'll provide in the section below in the description, and links to the vest and the jacket. And check the website out. They've got some other stuff for sports bikes, harder knuckled gloves and things like that. So let's just summarize this video and finish it all off. So, would I recommend these Ride Iron gloves and the vest? Yes, I would. I think they're great. Fantastic products. They keep your hands warm. They do the job. They've been put through the test. I think they're good. They're waterproof, nice and cozy. I'm wearing the jacket now. It fits under your coat very nice. It's very thin, sleek. Got my power bank in my pocket. Can't really feel it's there. Fantastic bit of kit. Got nothing bad to really say about it, other than a little bit on the end. My thumb was getting a bit cold, but not cold enough to sort of go numb. Just a bit cold on the rest of the gloves. So that's the only sort of thing I've got about it. Maybe in a few months I might do another review on them after I've beat them up a bit more. Through the rest of the winter riding. But just be wary that obviously you can't take them back, and you've got to send them all the way back to China if you've got any issues with them. So thanks very much for watching. As I said earlier, it'd be great to speak to you guys in the comments about should you be buying this stuff from China. So please drop some comments in the box below, and I'll see you all there. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.